Good morning students. Welcome to 11th standard chemistry video class. We are discussing lesson 7 thermodynamics. In our last video class we completed the topics namely thermochemical equation, standard enthalpy of reaction from standard enthalpy of formation and heat of combustion. In this video, we will start with the next topic, molar heat capacities. Molar heat capacities. When heat is supplied to a system, the molecules in the system absorb the heat and hence their kinetic energy increases, which in turn raises the temperature of the system from T1 to T2. This increase in temperature is directly proportional to the amount of heat absorbed and inversely proportional to the mass of the substance. Here, heat is given by the symbol Q. When heat Q is supplied to a system, the molecule in the system absorbs the heat and kinetic energy of the molecule in the system increases, and also there should be increase in temperature of the system from T1 to T2. The increase in temperature is given by T2 minus T1 or otherwise delta T. Hence, this increase in temperature is directly proportional to the amount of heat absorbed and inversely proportional to the mass of the substance. It is given by Q is directly proportional to M into delta T. In order to remove proportionality, we have to add a constant. Here the constant is C. Therefore, Q equal to C into M into delta T. After rearranging, C equal to Q by M into delta T. Here, constant C is called heat capacity. The above equation can be written as C equal to Q by M into T2 minus T1. It is given by equation 7.18. Here, delta T is equal to T2 minus T1 or otherwise final temperature minus initial temperature. When mass M equal to 1 kilogram and increase in temperature T2 minus T1 equal to 1 Kelvin, then the heat capacity is referred as specific heat capacity. Then equation 7.18 becomes C equal to Q. Here we have to substitute mass M equal to 1 kilogram and delta T equal to 1 Kelvin. Then the equation 7.18 becomes C equal to Q. Here heat capacity is referred as specific heat capacity. Thus, specific heat capacity of a system is defined as the heat absorbed by 1 kilogram of a substance to raise its temperature by 1 Kelvin at a specified temperature. Here we are having the definition for specific heat capacity. The specific heat capacity of a system is defined as the heat absorbed by 1 kilogram of a substance to raise its temperature by 1 Kelvin at a specified temperature. It is given by C equal to Q. Here we are having the definition for molar heat capacity. The heat capacity for 1 mole of a substance is called molar heat capacity. Molar heat capacity is defined as the amount of heat absorbed by 1 mole of the substance to raise its temperature by 1 Kelvin. Again I repeat the definition for molar heat capacity. Molar heat capacity is defined as the amount of heat absorbed by 1 mole of the substance to raise its temperature by 1 Kelvin. Here we are having three important definitions, namely heat capacity, specific heat capacity, and molar heat capacity. Next, let me discuss units of heat capacity. Units of heat capacity. The SI unit of molar heat capacity is Joule Kelvin power minus 1 mole power minus 1. Again I repeat, the SI unit of molar heat capacity is Joule Kelvin power minus 1 mole power minus 1. The molar heat capacities can be expressed either at constant volume or at constant pressure. Here, the constant volume is given by Cv, the constant pressure is given by Cp. According to the first law of thermodynamics, U is equal to Q plus W. We know that W is equal to minus P dV. It should be substituted in this equation. We will get U equal to Q minus P dV. After rearranging, we will get Q equal to U plus P dV. It is given by equation 7.19. Differentiate equation 7.19 with respect to temperature at constant volume, that is dV equal to 0. Then the equation becomes dQ by dt at constant volume is equal to du by dt at constant volume. Therefore, Cv is equal to du by dt at constant volume. It is given by equation 7.20. Thus, the heat capacity at constant volume Cv is defined as the rate of change of internal energy with respect to temperature at constant volume. Therefore, Cv is equal to du by dt at constant volume. So, the molar heat capacity at constant volume Cv is equal to du by dt. Similarly, the molar heat capacity at a constant pressure Cp can be defined as the rate of change of enthalpy with respect to temperature at a constant pressure. It is given by Cp is equal to dH by dt at a constant pressure. It is given by equation 7.21. Here, the molar heat capacity at a constant pressure Cp is equal to dH by dt. So here Cv is equal to du by dt at a constant volume. Cp is equal to dH by dt at a constant pressure. Next, let me discuss relation between Cp and Cv for an ideal gas. Relation between Cp and Cv for an ideal gas. From the definition of enthalpy, H equal to U plus Pv. Already we know that enthalpy H is equal to U plus Pv. It is given by equation 7.8. For 1 mole of an ideal gas, the equation is Pv equal to nRT. It is given by equation 7.22. Now substitute equation 7.22 in equation 7.8 or substitute PV value in enthalpy definition. We will get H equal to U plus nRT. It is given by equation 7.23. Differentiating the above equation with respect to temperature, equation 7.23 becomes dH by dt is equal to du by dt plus nR dt divided by dt. We know that dH by dt is equal to Cp. du by dt equal to Cv. dt by dt get cancelled. Finally, we will get Cp equal to Cv plus n into R. After rearranging, we will get Cp minus Cv is equal to n into R. It is given by equation 7.24. At a constant pressure processes, a system has to do work against the surroundings. Hence, the system would require more heat to effect a given temperature rise than at constant volume. So, Cp is always greater than Cv. Hence, we completed the topic relation between Cp and Cv for an ideal gas. Next, let me discuss the calculation of delta U and delta H. Calculation of delta U and delta H. For 1 mole of an ideal gas, we have Cv is equal to du by dt. Rearrange the above equation, we will get du is equal to Cv into dt. For a finite change, we have delta U is equal to Cv into delta T. We are having delta T is equal to T2 minus T1. It is substituted in the above equation. We will get delta U is equal to Cv into T2 minus T1. And for n moles of an ideal gas, we get delta U is equal to n into Cv into T2 minus T1. It is given by equation 7.25. Similarly, for n moles of an ideal gas, we get delta H is equal to n into Cp into T2 minus T1. It is given by equation 7.26. Delta U is calculated using n into Cv into T2 minus T1. Delta H is calculated using n into Cp into T2 minus T1. Hence, in this video, we completed the following topics, namely molar heat capacities, units of molar heat capacities, relation between Cp and Cv for an ideal gas, and calculation of delta U and delta H. Let me stop up to this topic. The remaining that we will discuss in our next video class. Thank you.